Today on Shelf by Shelf, Jupiter moving on its own? Some strange little creature. A TV with a mystery program. What shall it be? And of course, books. Lots of graphic novels today on Shelf by Shelf. Stay tuned. Hello guys, Captain Foley back with you again today for another episode of Shelf by Shelf. So let's take a look at the shelf in question and see what we have to look forward to today. Let's do it. Here's your preview of the shelf today. There's lots going on, lots of graphic novels, so let's get to it. So there you go, guys. Hopefully something caught your eye on this chapter 17 of Shelf by Shelf. Make sure you hit that like button if you're a regular follower of this program. Comment something interesting from a past one in the comment section right now. If you're new here, go check out the other ones. Lots of great stuff in this library. Everybody always asks me during lives, what's on the shelves? So that's why I came up with the idea for this episode, or this, not episode, series, Shelf by Shelf, where I look at each shelf individually and show you guys exactly what's going on. So anyway, let's get to this shelf and take a look at what we got here. Now the first thing is one of Sylvia's. It's one of these little forest creatures. I forget what these are called, but this is like a enclosed terrarium. It's sealed. It grows moss, I guess, and it's a forest spirit, I think, is what these are. But kind of creepy, kind of weird, but also kind of cool. So I'm just going to actually put this stuff down here beside me so that it's out of the way. So on to the next thing, and this is one of the MOVA globes. This I got for Sylvia for Christmas a number of years ago, and ironically, Sylvia Tilly from Discovery has this exact one in her quarters. It's great. So anyway, yes, when light shines in the top of this, it rotates. There is the storm. Jupiter is one of the best ones to get. Besides Earth, of course, there are a bunch of Earth globes, both regular as well as like antique. And but Jupiter, of course, has the storm, so you can see that it's actually rotating. When there's sunlight, which there's not today, it's overcast, it does rotate on the shelf there because it is solar powered, as I said. So I'm trying to get the storm in the view there. But as you can see, it's in liquid inside this thing, so it does float. And I just think it's really cool. And Jupiter's such an amazing, fascinating planet. Plus the storm just adds to it. This was extra. It does come with a little clear plastic stand that's like 3 legs essentially that kind of hold it. But I went for something a little bit more classic and got her the wooden base, which kind of matches the aesthetic of the library a little bit better. So yeah, there are a bunch of different kinds you can get. And I believe they're MOVA globes. I think that's what they're called. But yeah, check them out. There's some really boring ones. Like there's Saturn, which is just all yellow. You can't tell it's really rotating. There's the moon, of course. Like I said, there's some antique globes as well as actual representations of Earth, which are quite interesting to see turning. So, MOVA. Next up is one of a few of these that we have around the house. This one is Sylvia's. She wanted me to pick this up for her when I found a bunch of these at Toys R Us. I, of course, grabbed myself the Star Trek TOS one, which is downstairs. But it's molded after an old style TV. You turn it on, and it's by a company called Basic Fun. And you get your whole tiny TV. This is a Warner Brothers property, this one. That's right, it's the 1966 Batman. I think it's 66. 60s Batman. And basically, well, it plays the whole intro, but and there's a remote on the back. You can take it off and remote control it from a distance. But you change the channel and you get clips from different episodes.
I shall let him be your call, sir.
Turn up the volume.
We land on the beach, Batman. We might hurt someone. And cause undue attention, old chum. Look. Let's go up and ask him.
So yeah, basically it's just clips from different Batman shows.
Why didn't we try to stop him?
Anyway, kind of fun. Nice distraction every once in a while.
Watch.
Just gonna turn it off. Test pattern, static, and then... So yeah, these are kind of fun. Like I said, I have a Star Trek one. There's Back to the Future ones. There's Family Guy, The Simpsons. There's a whole bunch of random properties that they have for these, which is really cool. So yeah, that's what that is. Batman. All right. Might see more Batman actually coming up. So let's get to see what's actually on the shelf. We'll start off with the books that were sitting on top. We have the G.I. Joe Comics magazine. This is the Blockbuster first issue in mini form. This one I picked up a few years ago. And yeah, it's just the first issue of G.I. Joe, but in like a small compact form. The price for this was $1.75 Canadian, but that must have been like forever ago. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure I paid more than that. But anyway, there's that. And then this one is just the first issue starring Thor of Marvel Comic Digest. I don't know where this was acquired. I think this was just picked up in like a, I don't know if a garage sale or something years ago, but yeah, not in the best of condition. It's got some dog-eared pages and whatnot, so yeah, it's just a Thor comic. All right, what's next? Now, most of these I acquired many years ago and read them at the time. Haven't really gone back to revisit them, and I probably should. But we have Superman, Batman's hardcover Public Enemies, where they probably battle each other and then team up. I don't know, but it's just a comic. I think it's collected comics in one volume because it is the hardcover, but pretty interesting. I love the combination of the Batman and Superman logo, and there you got Bat Team and then the bad guys. So need to go back and reread these for sure. Next up, we've got Superman Batman Absolute Power. Same type of deal. On the back, you've got these characters, which like I said, it's been a long time since I've read these, but I used to be big into collecting and reading these, but not so much anymore. But I still have them, and I might get rid of them at some point. I don't know. But anyway, so there you go. There's another one of that. Then we get another one with the Batman, Superman. But this is Superman, Batman, and Supergirl. This one is just called Supergirl. There's Wonder Woman there. But yeah, all part of a series, obviously, because they all combine the same kind of cover art and whatnot. These last two have been paperback volumes, though, not hardback like the first one. Then we get Arkham Asylum Living Hell, another Batman. I'm not a big fan of this artwork, just saying. Welcome to the scariest corner of Gotham City. I'm not a big fan of the art style, necessarily. I mean, the stuff inside isn't so bad. It's pretty good. I just, this kind of art style, not a huge fan of, so yeah, Arkham. Next up, we've got the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This is Volume 1. I didn't mind this movie. This movie might be a guilty pleasure for me. Now a major motion picture. I think the cast is great. I mean, the story is not super awesome, but it's not really meant to be amazing. So yeah, I'm kind of a fan of the movie. And I like the premise of this immensely. These people coming together, and even tying in with like Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes and stuff, I think is really great. So, but yeah, there's all the different covers and stuff in the back here, and yeah, fight me. I like the movie. I get bored watching it sometimes, which isn't a great thing. So there are a lot of things I like about it and a lot of things I don't. So, but overall, it's a guilty pleasure. I do enjoy it. Next up, we got The Death of Superman, the collected comics that led up to the Death of Superman by Doomsday. And I really am annoyed because when the death of Superman actually happened, there's a comic store I used to go to in Stratford all the time. I worked at the library, at the Stratford Public Library, and the comic store was like a few blocks away. So I'd usually walk down there on my lunch or whatever and check stuff out. The day that the Death of Superman came out, I was working and I couldn't reserve a copy because they weren't doing that. And it just didn't jive with the time I could get down there. By the time I did get down there, all of them were sold out. So I didn't actually get the black bagged version, because there's a black bag version of the Death of Superman and then there's a white bag version. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering that correctly. And the white bag version I did get. I got a few of those. But I didn't get the black bag version, and it annoyed the shit out of me. So, but anyway, yeah, Superman's dead. This just collects all of the comics that lead up to his death here. And love that image of his cape. But, yeah, a real moment in comic book history, for sure. We got Batman Hush. This is volume 1. Or just, it doesn't even say volume 1, it's just Batman Hush. Again, really great story. Love the villain of Hush. So there's that one. And then there is this one, Hush Volume 2. This actually does say Volume 2. But yeah, it's just the ongoing story of Batman, Catwoman, and Hush. Hush now. Here. So. Great art on these. And then, Batman Hush Returns. Don't remember a lot about these stories. I don't remember a lot about Hush. I remember he was a cool character. Kind of reminds me of Darkman. If you know Darkman, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't remember these stories. These are comics I'm going to have to go back and revisit and reread because I remember really enjoying them at the time enough to buy them. So, yeah, I'm going to have to revisit them. Anything you guys know about any of these, about Hush in particular, that you want to share with the class, put it in the comment section down below. Same with any of the other ones I've shown. I kind of want to hear your thoughts on these things as well. So, comment. All right, let's see what's next. Spookiness abounds because Batman is becoming what he hates. Bloodstorm. Yeah, he's becoming what he hates. This is about Batman essentially becoming a vampire. Or he is a vampire. It's one of the alternate reality ones, you know, they get a little bit weird and strange. But yeah, it's about Batman actually being a vampire because it kind of fits his persona. Again, some of the artwork in here is a little bit iffy. A little bit exaggerated Batman elements, but I mean, hey, it's fine. But yeah, Batman as a vampire. Pretty awesome. If you guys know me, you know that I love vampire stuff, so... The Dark Knight Returns. Can't not have this one in your collection. This is fantastic art, fantastic storytelling. Frank Miller does a great job. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of some of this artwork, I gotta say. It just seems a little drab and boring, a lot of it. And the way they draw characters sometimes is a little bit funky. But as far as the story goes, this one is one of the top-notch ones. Like, look how exaggerated Batman looks in some of these. Like, just silly. The oof moment. Yeah. So, yep, Batman, The Dark Knight Returns. The Matrix comics. And I have something bookmarked in here. What do I have bookmarked? I guess I'm on that story. But anyway, this is like the Animatrix. The Animatrix was a series of short stories that happened in the Matrix universe that were all animated. This is the same sort of deal. This is just different art styles, different stories that happen within the Matrix, which I didn't even know that I had. Because I love the Animatrix. Forgot I had that. Anyway, Superman, Red Sun. This is Superman if he was a filthy commie instead of American, if he had landed in Russia. Again, I remember it being a really great story, a great alternate what-if type adventure story. There is only one superpower now. Let our enemies beware. Again, I'm going to have to go back and reread these because, damn. Superman versus the Terminator, Death to the Future. Superman versus Terminators, what would happen? Well, this one speaks for itself, right? Like, Superman has to fight the Terminators and Skynet. Yep. Oh, here we go. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero versus the Transformers. There's going to be the movie coming out soon for G.I. Joe and Transformers, but yeah, this is exactly what it says on the box. Or on the tin, as the British say. This is G.I. Joe working with the Transformers. Fighting the Transformers at first and then working with them. That was part one. This is part two. Two of my favorite things brought together. Can't not be happy with that. Although I remember not being super happy with these stories. They're all right, but we will see how the movie goes. So that's those. Let's now move on to, well, that was a good segue. G.I. Joe versus Transformers. On to this. Because it's more than meets the eye. That's why we're going into IDW Publishing Transformers Generation 1. Now, if you guys watched the last episode of Shelf by Shelf, I have some of the IDW collected Transformers works here. This shelf is pretty much all Transformers stuff. So if they're into Transformers and you didn't see that one, check that out. But yeah. Again, this is collected works of IDW Comics. And they do fantastic Transformers stories. And the artwork is just great. IDW does a good job. But I dropped something, so hold on. So what I dropped out of this was TFCon Toronto, which is Transformers convention in Toronto every year. TFCon. And this is from 2008. June 21st, 2008. So, whew, it was a while ago. Moving on. So that was volume 1. This is volume 2. Again, epic artwork. I love the IDW style and storytelling. It's just fantastic. Gives little appreciated characters some coverage. And like I said, the artwork's just phenomenal in these. Like, I really enjoy the IDW stuff. So, look at that. It's like a mural on the back. And we got the Transformers Infiltration. Oh, let's hit. Oh, see, this fell out. Huh. Little mini Bumblebee toy instructions. And Barricade. Oops. From the first movie. Tucked away in here, so. But yeah, Infiltration, another IDW adventure for the Transformers. Again, it's been a while since I've read it, so I can't go into too many details about it because I don't remember. Transformers Stormbringer. I was big into collecting Transformers comics, in case you couldn't tell. Concept art. Next up, Transformers Escalation. Same thing, IDW. You don't need to flip through them all, I don't think, but I mean, you get a glimpse of some cool stuff every once in a while, so yeah, no. So that one's Escalation. Then we got Transformers Devastation. I think these all follow the same story path, so just being a completionist here. Got that. And I got Transformers movie adaptation. What? The official adaptation of the summer's blockbuster movie. So the comic adaptation of the Michael Bay film. Is it better than the movie? The movie's not so bad after you see some of the other movies that came out after it. So, all right, we got that. We also got the movie prequel. This is the prequel for the Michael Bay film. Basically, I think what happened to Megatron, because as we know, he was found frozen on Earth. So I think this is the lead up to that. We've got official movie sequel. The Reign of Starscream. So this is a comic sequel, not necessarily the second movie that came out, but and I can't for the life of me remember anything that happened in these. Transformers Saga of the Allspark. This is again the movie characters, so I assume it carries on after that last one. We looked at the Reign of Starscream. But yeah. Ooh, all right, here we go. Stuff I really like. Transformers Beast Wars. Beast Wars are great, just so you know. Anyway, yeah. Beast Wars. Love Beast Wars. And this ties in a lot of the Japanese Beast Wars characters as well. And then Transformers Beast Wars source book. So this is more of an information type deal, letting you know about all the characters and what they turn into, what their traits are, their affiliations. So yeah, source book for Beast Wars. Love Beast Wars. All right, what's next? I think it's probably more Transformers stuff, but let's check it out. So now we continue our Transformers look with the More Than Meets the Eye official guidebook, Volume 1, Aerial Bots to Pretender Monsters. So A to P. And same thing. This just... there was something that fell out. Hold on a second. Deja Vu, same thing. The TF Con, exactly the same promotional thing. Yeah, this just goes through and talks about every character in Transformers, gives you all their stats, all their details. So a must-have for any Transformers fan. I think this covers all of the Transformers shows and Realities. So that is volume 1, which means, of course, that the next one is volume 2. Got Megatron on the back, and from Protectobots to Trekyards. So, yeah, from Protectobots to the end of the alphabet, all listed in here. And if you're Transformers fans, you're like, oh, I know him. Oh, I know. It's one of my favorite. Oh, stop scrolling. Part 2. Then we got All Hail Megatron 1. And this is just, I think Megatron and the Decepticons actually win. I can't recall. But then we got All Hail Megatron Part 2. And not a fan of this artwork on the front, but inside's good. Inside's the standard kind of IDW style artwork. So, but yeah, the stuff on the back is just a little bit not my flavor. All Hail Megatron 3. What else can I say? More IDW stuff. I feel like this shelf's not very exciting. Then we got Transformers Spotlight. This one is on Shockwave. Just Shockwave stories. So Shockwave. Then we got another Spotlight. This is volume 2. Optimus. And they actually might not be about the specific character, if I recall correctly. They're just Spotlight stories. But anyway, Spotlight 2. Can you guess what's next? Spotlight Volume 3. We got Grimlock on the front there. There's Wheelie. Again, some fantastic art, though. Like, Transformers just lends itself like to such amazing art. And we got Transformers Spotlight Revelation. I haven't shown you the back of these books really, but yeah, just there we go. All right, almost finished here. We got a few more to go, so let's get to those, and then we'll wrap this one up. Or transform and move on, I guess. Maybe. All right, so still Transformers, but Maximum Dinobots. So some Dinobot stories in here, which the Dinobots are fantastic, let's be honest. So, Dinobots. And we've got Prime Targets, the unauthorized story guide to Transformers, Beast Wars, and Beast Machines. This one has been looked through quite a bit by me over the years, but it is unauthorized. It's just goes through and tells these stories of all of the Transformers that you gives summaries, synopsis of each episode and storyline. This book smells a little off. It smells cigarette smoky. But I never smoked cigarettes. Anyway, I think it's just because of the paper. It's kind of like it's not a glossy paper. It's I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Prime Targets by Lars Pearson. In a single volume, Prime Targets unveils story summaries, reviews, top 10 lists, and a heap of humorous categories on more than 150 Transformers, Beast Wars, and Beast Machines TV stories. Detailed coverage of the American and British Transformers comics, and full toy checklist and price guide. There's a lot in here, but it's all unauthorized, so... We got Transformers Unicron. This is from Free Comic Book Day a few years ago, but... Oh, Oh, something in here. Get it before it falls out. Trans Alt Mode Missions, Unicron Special. Again, from Free Comic Book Day. But, yeah. Is this an IDW? Yes. IDW rated T for teen. All right, then we got Transformers Prime, Beast Hunters. If you know me, you know that I love Transformers Prime. Transformers G1, Transformers Beast Wars, and Transformers Prime are like my 3 favorites of the series. So, then we got Transformers: The War Within, Omnibus. This is Cybertronian storytelling. They have their Cybertronian modes. I think based around the games, the War for Cybertron and stuff like that. But again, all Cybertron centric, these ones, not Earth. And then lastly, we got Transformers and G.I. Joe Volume 1. Just a small, older. This is like all black and white. Very unique art style for this, and collected works. I don't have Volume 2. This was picked up a long time ago, but the art on the front is very nice. So that's it, guys. That is it for my, well, that graphic novel shelf. But you know what? Let's see what's next. There might be some more interesting stuff on the next shelf. I mean, if you're not a fan of Transformers, these last few haven't been very good for you, so I apologize for that. But there's a lot more stuff than just Transformers on the next shelf. So let's take a preview of that and see what we got. And of course, next time on Shelf by Shelf, we have some swords, some vampire stuff. There's a bunch there. What's this all about? Tune in next time to find out. So there you have it. That next chapter might be more to your liking. You got some Vampire the Masquerade stuff, Star Wars, Ready Player One, Sci-Fi Chronicles, Assassin's Creed, Robotech. There's a bunch of cool stuff on there, plus the swords that we get to look at. The little miniature Thundercats and He-Man swords. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. And if you stuck through to watch to the end of this, that's amazing. Thank you so much. This one wasn't as fun to do for me, honestly, as a lot of the other ones, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Got to be a completionist. Got to cover every shelf, whether it's great or not. So anyway, stay with me, bear with me, and come back again. So anyway, hit like, guys. Make sure you're subscribed to this chapter. Yes, that as well. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, the Captain Foley personal channel, and don't forget to check out Trekyards as well, our Star Trek channel, where we love talking about Star Trek. Also, check another video by me right over here. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley, signing off. Bye.